Greetings. I am John Stoll. I am the professor, instructor for Journalism 3130, and I am pulling up the syllabus as I speak on my laptop. I've been teaching at Oakland for about 10, 11 years, well, probably 13 years now, and I have taught this class more times than I remember. Just a little bit about me. I've been in journalism for 20 years. I graduated from Oakland University 21 years ago, long time, and have written everything under the sun in terms of different styles, different lengths, written, contributed to books, written book proposals, written magazine pieces. I've spent most of my life in the news business, so news articles, 1,000 words, 700 words. I've spent the last couple of years as a columnist for the Wall Street Journal, writing consistently 1,200 word pieces every week. So I've seen ups and downs, and I'll talk to you about some of the forms that I've contributed and some of the specifics that I've done later in the semester. But the important thing to know is that I've bought freelance as an editor. I know how freelancers work. This class is about freelancing. It's about magazine writing, but mostly it's about storytelling. And most of the assignments given will not be lectures. They won't be writing. They'll be listening, reading, and viewing what great authors say about their work and the work that they've done. So Brian Mockenhop is a friend of mine who's written about everything under the sun, about military sort of things, but he's also written some very compelling pieces on prison breaks. So we're going to learn from Brian or Ted Conover or Ethan Hawke or Eminem, Truman Capote, folks like that have different forms of storytelling to learn from. The first several assignments that I give you aren't necessarily all classic magazine pieces, for instance, but they're there to teach you the art of storytelling. Why? Well, storytelling is a skill that transcends journalism. I mean, I was a history major at Oakland, and that's where I learned how to tell stories about the past and learned to love stories about the past, true stories. And being able to tell good, true stories laden with facts and reporting and research is a lost art. And so if you can walk away from this class with that ability, you're going to be armed for all kinds of careers, not just journalism. And I'll tell you, in 10, 12, 13 years of teaching, not many of the journalism students that I've taught, and there are hundreds, have ended up in the profession for the long term. But they are still, by and large, telling stories in public relations or communications, politics, business, you name it. This is practical training, yes. That's a lot of theory, meaning you're going to learn a lot about what makes storytelling zing and work and doesn't work. But I really do want you to learn well-researched feature story writing. You've taken feature writing already, but this is taking it to the next level of what does research look like? What does reporting and immersive reporting look like? And what does a tone look like? The tone of a story, the texture of the storytelling. How do you pitch publications? How do you choose them? Do you want to be in Rolling Stone or do you want to be in Automotive News? Or neither. How to make deadlines. I mean, deadlines are sacred in this business. The first one you miss is often the last one that you miss. And then so are rules of grammar, AP style, and spelling. You get it wrong, you look like an idiot. So don't get it wrong. Turn in perfect copy. I can't do it. Yes, you can. You better believe it's perfect. If an editor finds a flaw or something, that's okay. But if you believe it's above reproach, then typically you've done your homework. So to maximize your time, we're not going to do a lot of lectures. We're going to do a lot of reading. We're going to do a lot of watching. We're going to do a lot of listening. And I expect you to do it all. If I've assigned it, I've thought about it. I've been deliberate. I haven't been haphazard. I'm not just shoving work down your throat. I'm giving you stuff that's going to teach you this form of writing, which is long form storytelling. So just commit to me that you're going to do that. There are 4 writing assignments this semester. They get progressively harder. The first one is intentionally there to teach you how to write a pitch as well as a lead. So I don't need you to learn, how to write a formal pitch story because there's no such thing anymore. I need you to learn how to tell a concise, brief description of what the story is that you're going to tell. And the way that you're going to learn to do that, for instance, is the first writing assignment, which is writing an intro to a story, a lead to a magazine story, which is 400 words long. Many stories that we read today aren't even 400 words long. So you've got 400 words to introduce your story, which is basically what you're going to be doing in a pitch letter. The pitch letter has some garnish around it, dear so-and-so, and hope to hear back, and here are some of my credentials. But at the end of the day, you better be able to tell your story darn good. In order to do that, you've got to do a heck of a lot of research that you didn't think you had to do for such a small piece of journalism. You'd think, well, to get the story done, I'm going to do all the research, right? No. To get the story bought, to get the story started, you better know your stuff. You can't start a story that you don't know, right? So you better know it before you start pitching it and telling it. I mean, there's different forms of, getting acceptance. I mean, you might be in a situation where you've got a lot more reporting to do and you don't want to do it until you get it sold. I understand that. But you can't pitch a story that you don't know. So we're going to get into that. And these 4 writing assignments are going to be progressively taking you deeper into how to get into that long form framework and mindset. We will have periodic lectures. Please watch them. We will not be meeting as a class on Zoom or Hangout. If you guys require that or want that, we can do it. But one-on-ones are great. Just email me or text me and say, hey, this is so-and-so. I'd like to have some time with you. Talk about journalism, writing, the things that you're reading, the things that I'm assigning, the things that I'm expecting, the things going on in other classes, your aspirations as a writer. That's all fair game. So feel free to go ahead and get a hold of me. The most important step that you can take before you even dive into session 1 is to write me a letter. Write me an email and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, this is who I am, and, this is what I want out of writing. Okay, I want to know what your ambitions are as a writer in life. They could be all over the map. I've had students who want to be poets, students who want to be, filmmakers, students who want to go into public relations, students who wanted to be novelists. So it's not atypical to have various aspirations, even though this is a journalism class, for the kind of writer that you want to be. And I want to know what you want to do with your writing. When I was in college, I wanted to write about religion. I wanted to be the sort of guy that wrote about spiritualism and religion and the affects of Christianity on my life. And I never really, pursued that very much, but that was my intent, to learn to be a great writer about religion, maybe even in the journalistic sense. And having that ambition really channeled me into the kinds of thinking that I wanted to do. I ended up going into business journalism long term, but it was nice to have ambition in college because it got me through, and it gave me a reason to kind of learn how to do this. And I can help tailor things to you if I know what your ambitions are. So go ahead and let me know that. So send me a note this week, meaning the week that's coming, the first full week of the semester. Send me a note, say, hey, John, here are my aspirations as a writer. I don't, need you to tell me how great this class is or how excited you are for this class. You can. I'm grateful for if you're excited. But it's more about saying, as a writer, here's what I think I want to do. Okay, so send me that note and check out the syllabus. There's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't covered, a lot of very important stuff about the program, about disabilities, and anything you need to let me know about things I need to be aware of, about plagiarism, which I will not accept or condone, about being on time or don't bother turning the assignment in. You absolutely have to meet your deadline or just don't turn it in, and about the grading scale. So check that all out and let me know if I've gotten anything wrong, because in Moodle it should tell you when everything is due. Okay, if I haven't been clear, please let me know. Thanks a lot and have a great semester.